Should we play this video? Is it really graphic?
There's one F-bomb, I will warn you.
No, I don't mind that. Just letting everybody know.
You showing pictures or anything? Is there
no
nudity?
No pictures, okay. No.
All right, just a warning if you have kids in the room or something.
I was in the library, and this book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing again. We're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both fucking terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared of that any minute.
What book was that? Nick and Charlie. It's about gay people or something.
Two teen boys stealing wine from their parents and proceeding to experiment sexually with one another. Guys, he can't even say library properly. Like, why should he be learning about? He says library. Like,
I want to thank you, Knox, for speaking up and out. You got courage, man.
Yeah.
Nice job. That's a brutal to have to go through that, dude.
And I think the dad said that this is actually not just at the younger kid's school. He has an older son who was at a high school in the area and said the book Genderqueer is allowed.
I have it.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah. So,
sorry to interrupt. You were saying?
No, exactly. But that's available in their high school. So it's clearly just...
That's nuts because it's like a guy putting a prosthetic penis in his mouth.
I mean, I've seen the penises, but...
You got to read it.
Crazy. What he read, man, that was not in school when I was in school. We had like Newberry, Amelia Bedelia and all this stuff.
I wasn't in school that long ago. Like, I feel like... How has it changed that much?
It would have been a huge deal if someone found that book in my school.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone would have known about it. It would have been all our parents. I would have told my parents. Everybody would have known about it. It would have been people would have lost their jobs for this kind of thing in 1987.
The genderqueer book, I think most people watching the show already know what I've had to say about it, but conservatives haven't even read it. And every time I talk to some conservatives like, I know that book. I'm like, did you read it? The answer is no. And then my attitude is like, this is why I am not in favor of blanket book bans, because people should be able to have access to something to understand what it is. That's totally different than if children are getting access to something. I think certain, like certain books and stuff should be restricted for children. Obviously, we ban porn. But this book is the story of the extreme psychological abuse of a young woman and how it created someone who is traumatized and needs like deep therapy. It is not. So for a few examples, for those who didn't hear this, she couldn't read till she was 12. She was pissing outside when she was a child. She was never taught how to take care of her body. So she would wear old crusted pads in school, and she smelled like feces to the point where she got called into the counselor and they complained and said, people are complaining of your smell and you need to do something about this. So this poor young woman, hairy legs, hairy armpits, totally unsocialized by weird hippie parents who have her peeing in the yard. And then she feels some kind of social rejection because she doesn't know how to fit in with her peers. And she writes about it, how she's like, I can't read, I smell bad, and people are being mean to me. So she's not non-binary. She's just traumatized because because her parents abused her.
And this book that Knox is reading, I still don't have Nick and Charlie, about two young underage kids drinking alcohol. Like, is that a form of neglect, abuse by the parents? The kids, not that you can't, like a kid's going to do what a kid does, but I believe if you parent the kid properly, like I didn't drink until I was 23 because my parents told me don't do it. It's horrible for you. I tasted it once. It tasted disgusting. I was like, all right, I'm not going to do it.
I think you might be in the minority on that.
That's unfortunate. It's kind of weird. I got to say, it's kind of weird that this Nick and Charlie book's written by a woman. I just think that's weird. Maybe that's just me. Like, if it was written by a gay man writing about his experience growing up and discovering he was gay and stuff, I'd be like, I get it. But it's written by a woman who is like, it almost seems like some kind of weird I don't know. She's sitting there imagining what it must be like to be a teenage boy hooking up with another teenage boy. It just doesn't. It seems
You
weird.
think that their mentality, because this should not be in a school. A book about two young underage kids having sex with each other should not be in a government school, in my opinion. But you think the argument's like, hey, there's so many books anyway, we can't keep count, and it's all on the internet anyway. If they want to read it, it's there.
I've heard that argument a lot of times. Like, if kids want to get access to this stuff, they're going to get access to it. So we might as well have it be like the Pulitzer Prize winning version of it.
Access to information because of the internet is a big issue. I think when an age where kids could get on the internet could be a big issue, because if they could access the internet, they could get crazier stuff than anything that's written in this book. And
Absolutely.
I don't know. What about TikTok? We see a lot of
the woman who wrote this. She's like 28 or 29 years old.
Yeah. So we see videos
so
from
weird.
libs of TikTok of crazier stuff. People are going to drag queen story hours, and there have been some crazy videos that they uploaded recently of some things in England where they're like stripping in front of children.
Babies.
So that
Like
stuff's
doing
even
sex
crazier than
performance
this.
moves
Saw
in front of
that.
babies.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. It's like a dozen babies all crawling on the ground, and they're like,
Remember when we
wearing
used to do that
thongs.
for like the Teletubbies, when you were like, oh my gosh, the Teletubbies, and now it's like, oh my gosh, a stripper for babies.
You think the
Like,
Teletubbies were grooming kids? Because
what?
that was after my kid time. I was out of the house. I just thought they were so weird and
I-
brainwashy, and like making this weird beeping sounds and like gyrating back and forth. I'm like, what is this? God.
It was weird.
I don't know. I was mesmerized by Poe.
the scariest thing was it was the flaming baby head, the burning baby head that would be in the sky going and you're like No, Teletubbies was fine. I don't know. I just don't understand why I do all this weird stuff for kids, where it's like, think about the pre-television era. What were children seeing all day, every day in their entertainment? A human being telling a story, reading a book with very few pictures. And then when TV comes around, all of a sudden you got like Snuffleupagus and like Big Bird and weird, creepy monster things going like, oh, and then the kids are like, I identify with that.
There was a time
this
where
is
you
why I
had.
think
That's how we got furries.
Yes. You
Sesame
parents,
Street, wow.
Parents put kids in front of TVs and turn on Looney Tunes. And then these kids start identifying with the social interactions of cartoon animals. And that's why when you look at pictures of furries, they don't dress up like actual animals. They dress up like Bugs Bunny kind of animals with big eyes, and they look like cartoon characters.
That's part of the anime culture too, though.
Furry?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were just at Katsucon. My team and I didn't go, but my team went, and we were all discussing everything. It's fascinating to see the anime culture and the inroads it has into grooming. Actually,
What is Katsucon? I'm sorry.
it's I don't know, not to be offensive. It's just like a convention of like anime lover nerdy people. It felt very harmless when I was there until I learned how the inroads of it. I mean, that can take you from something very harmless, like dressing up like a furry or dressing up like an anime
But furry
character.
furry is not cosplay.
Yes and no. Some of them have those conventions just like that.
I mean, they're not the same thing. Furry is very different from cosplay, but there's probably some overlap for sure.
Yeah,
So some
there's
furries cosplay, some don't.
Yeah, there was a cosplaying furry at my high school.
Yeah, I mean, there's for some reason furry Nazis. Like they wear fur suits and they get like they dress up like whatever, man. I don't know.
I was fortunate to grow up in the era of reading Rainbow with LeVar Burton. What's up, LeVar? One of the best. I mean, just easy shows where he just reads a book, or actually a kid would read the book, and then Mr. Rogers, where it's a guy, a genuine dude, like sitting there looking at the camera, giving you encouragement, and then educating you by reading you books and telling you about it's how to tie your shoes and like things, like things that kids may not know. I thought that, like, I was thinking this and I couldn't type it out. It's not a typable thing, but like until you're able as a human to create order in reality around you, I don't think you should have the ability to cut yourself up or sterilize yourself. And like, I just assumed every kid eventually will get to a place where they can create order in reality. I don't think that's the case, though. I think you need a good, strong parental unit to help you learn how to do that.
I think we're seeing how broken culture and society is because of the us being cut from our roots. What is it? Cut flower politics or whatever that Dennis Prager calls it. You pluck the flower from its roots and it looks beautiful, but then eventually withers and decays. And so we've been severed from the roots that have made this country an amazing place. And so now we're starting to wither and decay.
I would like to do a Timcast show. If you want to do a show where I read books to kids and talk to them and encourage them. I think we need more of that in
Ian's
society.
Kids Show?
It doesn't have to be to kids either.
Ian Crossland Story
I actually
Hour?
I did the Phantom Toll Booth. I have like a 19 video series on YouTube on my playlists where I read the Phantom Tollbooth. It's one of my most popular. It's my most popular playlist by far.
No, we should do a Go-Go Dancer story hour.
Yeah, we need
What's
more
the difference?
wholesome, like just genuine encouragement for children.
The left would love it. You'd make tons of money. Well, they're totally into that stuff, right? There's a moneymaker right there. Go-Go Dancer story hour. There's no difference. There's literally none. Go-Go dancers do not get naked. They dance on stage. They strut
true,
around
yeah.
for tips, and they remove parts of clothing, but they still keep their undergarments on.
Is it just have we evolved past showing kids puppets and telling them you're okay and being cool? Is that just no, give it up, like forget about it, move on?
I think your point actually just goes to my point that I made earlier, which is like the go-go dancers would somehow be dubbed inappropriate because you're sexualizing women because it's a straight thing. But,
Right.
you make it LGBT.
male go-go dancers?
And I don't even know. You're not explaining
Only if
how.
the males kiss each other, though.
Magic Mike kids.
Then it's not.
There you go.
But then it's not really then it's considered appropriate.
Like
right?
I don't even
Because it's
want to.
LGBT.
I don't even want to read other people's
two
kids.
lady go-go
Feels
dancers,
weird.
Yes.
but they kissed before.
Then it would be appropriate
Sounds
according
like
to our
like
modern society.
The reaction I just got from reading to kids is like, it's like this, don't mess with other people's kids. Like, I don't even want to get involved now. I don't even want to touch it. Like, let those
what?
kids do it on their own. I don't want to help
said
society.
that?
Who said that?
Oh,
Jack's
the whole
talking
vibe is like, it's just so dirty about like,
Ian's feelings got hurt because nobody supported his.
I don't know, man. Why are people not more interested in helping children? They would talk about the problems all day. But where's the solutions?
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.